watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
Thanks for staying with us. We now know the cause of death for Lori Vallow Daybell's 2 children. The Idaho mom stands accused of their murder. A doctor on the stand today saying that Vallow Daybell's son JJ died of asphyxiation. The autopsy found he had a plastic bag over his head and mouth. The autopsy also saying that he had bruising on his upper arms and around his wrists where he was bound with duct tape. Vallow Daybell's daughter Tylee's body, they say, was found burned and separated into multiple bags, leaving her cause of death unknown. Stick with ABC4 News for continuing coverage of the Daybell trial. We will, of course, bring you the latest developments both here on air and always online at abc4.com.
Now to an update on the rock-throwing attacks that led to the death of a 20-year-old woman in Colorado. Police just arresting 3 men for hitting 7 different cars with rocks within a 45-minute span last week. One of those cars was driven by Alexa Bartel, the 20-year-old dying after veering off the road when a large rock smashed through her windshield. Nathan Tipton's minivan also hit, with the rock blowing out his rear windows.
All I could see was the headlights. It was a dark road. And then a large shatter. It sounded like a shotgun blast. It scared the heck out of me.
Tipton, a ride-share driver and father of 3, was not injured. The 3 men who were arrested are all 18 years old and facing first-degree murder charges.
And Republicans in the House just passed a budget bill full of major spending cuts.
But it's almost certain it will not become law. Washington correspondent Hannah Brand explains why lawmakers are voting on it anyway.
This is actually less about the legislation and more about the message it sends.
We're going to shrink Washington and grow America.
In the middle of a heated budget battle, Republicans are fighting to pass sharp spending cuts. But both the Democrat-controlled Senate and President Biden say that plan won't become law.
It is DOA, plain and simple.
At the center of this fight is the quickly approaching deadline to raise the debt limit. Republicans say they'll only do that if Democrats agree to slash spending.
This is something that we have to get past to force Joe Biden to get himself under control.
Democrats argue Congress should pass a clean debt ceiling bill, then talk about the budget.
Every minute wasted on Speaker McCarthy's empty gesture is a minute we get closer to default and Republican-manufactured recession.
But Republicans say they're using this House budget vote to get President Biden to negotiate.
And it would be a lot easier if Democrats were actually part of this conversation.
Leaving both sides locked in a high-stakes stare-down.
Happy to meet with McCarthy, but not on whether or not the debt limit gets extended. That's not negotiable.
The leaders are running out of time to make a deal. The Treasury Department estimates we only have until sometime this summer to either raise the debt limit or risk default. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Well, Yosemite National Park is closing Friday for possible flooding. Park officials saying that the eastern section of Yosemite Valley will stay closed until next Wednesday at least. Spring weather is melting the snow fast, and the huge amount of snow that's closed the park over the winter. If you have a trip planned soon, you don't need to cancel it yet. Some parts of the park, including western Yosemite, will stay open. And back here at home, Salt Lake City, public utility workers are telling people to be careful around Wasatch Hollow Park. This is an area near Immigration Creek that flooded a couple weeks ago. Well, they say that crews are removing sandbags and other debris, but there is still a lot of work to be done there. So they're asking people to watch for uneven ground in that area.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Clear blue skies and sunshine ushering in the warm-up here.
Don't you think this is like your perfect day? Could you say that?
Wasn't April 25th the perfect day?
Oh, I guess so.
I agree. Okay. I'm with you, Glenn.
But yes, I would say today is the perfect weather day.
Yes.
Okay,
I like that.
okay.
Yes, it is really, really nice out there. The temperatures where they should be this time of year. We've got a lot of sunshine. This is a live look from the ABC4 studios. Oh, we love our Colonial Flag Tower camera. It just tells the story because you can see the flowers blooming on the trees just below the flag. 64 right now. This would have looked like at Jordanelle. So those wintry views, they're still up there for the Wasatch back, but lots of sunshine out there as we're going to see accelerated runoff with the warmth we're expecting over the next couple of days. And check out southern Utah, that red rock popping, upper 70s, a near perfect day down there in Washington County. Temperatures not too hot yet. That will change. I'll show you what I mean. Satellite radar keeps us very quiet because we've got clear skies out there. High pressure and control control. Maybe a few clouds will filter in, but all in all, subsidence, sinking air, and that's when we see clear conditions. 60s for those temperatures right now, 64 in Salt Lake, 66 in Moab, 78 down there in St. George. But throughout the state, we're running right about average. But compare this to yesterday, and we were significantly cooler, 15 degrees cooler in Salt Lake, 16 in Price, Green River. So yes, we warmed up quickly with that warmth coming in and those rebounding temperatures getting right back to average. Now we're going to jump above it. Let me show you why. We've got cloud cover that will come streaming in. This area of high pressure kind of dictating what's happening. Big dominant weather feature for the west. We do get a storm system that kind of wants to sneak through. Most of the moisture with it is to the east. That area of high pressure blocks the wet weather, but the front will come through. Windy conditions will ensue, and we could maybe see some isolated showers in the Uintas and maybe Grand County. Following that system passing, we get a northerly flow with the help of that clockwise rotation on the high. Northerly flow oftentimes is chillier, so on Friday, we're actually going to see the temperatures tumble just a few degrees. So a heads up there, it will feel a little cooler as we close out the work week, but still above average. Now that area of high pressure does meander through the desert southwest, and as it does, it brings peak heating for us. We start to warm up on Saturday, but then Sunday into Monday, our daytime highs soar. Now, we will see the winds picking up as well as we head into our next work week. That will increase cloud cover by Sunday at 5 p.m. The heat is on. We're talking 80s in the north and 90s down south. As we head into the next work week, Monday's going to be real hot. We will be actually keeping our eye on that area of low pressure on the coast. It will bring in more cloud cover, winds will pick up, and eventually we could see some moisture, but dry for the time being. Temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10. How about it? Above average in the north and central portion of the state, so those temperatures staying above average in the long range here. Southern Utah will be where it's supposed to be. 26.5 inches of snow water equivalent. That's what we have still in the mountains. We're going to see this warm up really accelerate runoff, so we want to be really careful. Water will be running high in our rivers fast, and it will be cold. That comes with threats. On top of that, in the backcountry in southern Utah, our dry washes and streams, they'll see water. So will the slot canyons. You want to be extra careful as you head out with this warmth. We're all anxious after this winter to get out and enjoy, but you've got to be careful. 60s and 70s for those daytime highs, 70s in Moab, 85 in St. George. Tomorrow's going to be really nice. All right, here's the winds. They pick up on Friday and then again on Sunday in the south. 90s on deck for a couple days. Ooh, cooking. I said warm. I didn't mean hot. Here's the Wasatch Front. The 80s start to roll in as we get to the latter half of the weekend. And again, we won't see moisture, so a dry 7 days ahead of us and temperatures running above where they should be for the next little while. And that was the boogeyman telling you,
wow,
surprise coming through.
The weather ghost.
You know what that silhouette tells me? It's time to go wash the car.
There you go. That is very true. The boogeyman tried to grab the 80s and take them with you. You know what? You can't have them. They're staying. They're staying.
Thank you so much, Alana.
Oh, I didn't know, Glenn. We should have worn the same thing.
I know,
what
right?
What are we doing?
We didn't wear the same suit.
I mean, it's
Dang
the perfect day for
missed
blue.
opportunity.
I just want to say, if there's anyone to twin with, I'm honored to do so with Alana. I'm just mad I don't have red shoes.
I have red. I went with the red.
True.